Hi again. So this is part 3 of the paper making beads series. And the first part was making the paper beads. Second part was glazing the paper beads. And so this part is going to be the stringing the paper beads. And so if you already made some beads, then this will be the time when you can actually put them together. Okay, so first for this, you're going to need some kind of filament. Sometimes people like or wire. People like the nylon filament. I prefer to get the stringing wire, and this one is 0.018 of an inch. And so you can get whatever you prefer, but this is what I like to use. And the first thing that you need to do is decide how long of a necklace you want. I have found, I don't know, maybe when you get fat, you need a bigger necklace, but I can't wear too small of necklaces. This one I think is 26, and it comes to about there. I like to cut my wire about 28 inches. And sometimes with putting on the findings on the end, it actually ends up being shorter. So let me put this down so you can see. So I'm going to measure. I think I'm going to do this one 30 inches. So there's 24. Whoa, I just dropped it. Okay, so that's 30. Right to there, and maybe I just lay down my... Oh, there we go. Oh, that's not the right tool. I've got some wire cutters in here. I can use. I looked online and got myself a kit online. If you use the nylon type line, then you won't need wire cutters. Actually this you could probably cut with scissors as well. Okay, so I've got my 30-inch wire here. Okay, next we're going to put the end clasp on one end before we start beading. So let me show you how to do that. So for this necklace, I'm going to use these kind of, what do we even call these? Closures at the end. That look like this, and then they twist apart like that. There goes my son. Okay, so I did this once and realized I did it wrong, so I'm doing it over. Okay, let me take this apart because I did it wrong. The very first thing we want to do is to put on a crimp bead. And it's a little tiny little bead that will help to connect this end of the wire. Oh gosh, I dropped it. Oh, there it is. They're so tiny, if you drop them, that's it. You've lost it, especially if you lose it in the carpet. Okay. So put that on. The next thing is I have this little wire guard. Let's see if I can. My fingers are so big. You put the wire through one end, and then it goes around, and you put it through the other end. And I'm leaving my tail kind of long because sometimes if I get them too short, then they don't go inside of the other beads and then they scratch your neck. So then the last thing is I'm going to put this twistable connector on. So you can see now that that wire protector really does protect it from wear and tear from this connector. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this back through the crimp bead, like so, and then pull the crimp bead down to the end as far as it will go. And as soon as you get it, that's about as far as I'm going to be able to get it to go, I think. Well, maybe I can go a little bit further by pulling both wires. That's going to be about the distance. Okay, after you get that, I have a special crimp tool, and you just flatten it and test it, and there you go. Okay, so now this is ready to start beading on. Let me find my beads. I just remembered that one thing you can do is squeeze this together. I thought I should have done before I did my crimp bead, but so that is a little bit better. Okay, so I've been looking through my beads, and I think these are the beads. Okay, so the bead that I'm going to use are these pinks and brown paper beads that I made on the last video. And so I'm going to use those. And then I thought I wanted some brown. I thought I would use these brown seed beads. They're a little larger. But I need a bigger bead to go with it. So let me go look really quick, see what I can find. So I've got this board where you can lay out your beads and see how they look together and make sure everything's in the pattern you want. I don't use it that much, but I thought maybe I'd lay them out a little bit and see how they look together. So I guess my bead stash is kind of getting low right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this pink bead in between, and then this seed bead. This is a size 6. Is that what 6/0? I don't know how you say that. Seed bead. So let me just find where I put my wire. Okay. Ooh. So I like to start off with one of these seed beads. I need something. I'll put them in here, I guess. Let me see if I can set the camera in such a way that you can actually watch what I'm doing instead of just looking at my face. Okay, so I've got my wire. First I'm going to put on, I'll get my glasses on, put on one of these. I don't know how this is going to look. We'll just see. I'm not really happy about this bead selection, but it's all that I really had right now. And then I'm going to put on one of the pink ones, another one of the brown ones. And then I'm going to put it all the way down, and I'm going to make sure that I catch this wonky wire in the beads. Okay, I don't know if you can see that the wire went through all of these beads. All the way to the end. Okay, now I'm going to put on a pink bead. A paper bead. And I'm going to make sure that the wire gets caught in that also. There we go. Can you see that? Then I'm going to go back for a seed bead. So And it's pretty well caught now, so I don't have to worry about this wire anymore. I like to do 3 of the paper beads with seed beads in between before putting on another big bead. And I kind of like to try to get the same pattern of paper beads. Okay, so now I'll just keep working and I'll speed up this part so that you can watch. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave this much of a tail so that I can actually close it well. Let me measure this just out of curiosity. If I can find where I put my ruler. Oh, here it is. Just to see what we ended up with, because I knew that when we cut it 30 inches, it would not continue to be 30 inches. Okay, so it's going to be more like 24 inches, I think, by the time we're done. 24, 25, which is actually just about right. But you have to cut longer because it takes a little bit extra to finish it on the ends. So now we're going to go back and we're going to do what we did the first time. We're going to get a crimp bead and put on here. If I can see it. I'm so blind. Wait a minute, I can't even see. I'm going to lay it down and do it because I can't see the hole. Okay. Tiny little crimp bead. And then I'm going to put on my last guard. It's the last wire guard that I have. I need to buy some more. So once again, we'll put it through one end. Boy, I'm blind as a bat. Put it through one end and then come around and put it through the other end. I'm going to pull that tight. Then I'm going to get the other end of the necklace and put it through here. Another reason for using this guard is that if you notice, there's some little tiny gaps right at the mouth of this, right in there. And if you have just a wire, sometimes it can slip out, and then your necklace comes apart. So now I'm going to put this back through the crimp bead, and I'm going to try at the same time to put it through some of my beads. All right, let me try that again. Put the camera down so you can see better. I'm going to go back through the crimp bead, famous last words, and through that seed bead. I think that's as far as I'm going to go for now, and then I'll put some more and pull it so that maybe what I need to pull is this wire. Whoopsie. There we go. Okay, now that's pretty good. And then I'll crimp this crimp bead. And then I'm going to thread this wire through the paper bead. And hopefully I can get it through some of the other beads as well. Oops, come on, wire. My dog's laying here panting, so if you can hear that breathing, it's not me. There he is. Okay, I'm going to try to put it through this bead too, because it probably would have been easier to go through all of them, but I couldn't get my wire to cooperate. Oh, put it through all of them when I was... One other trick is you can get your needle nose pliers to pull it through. And I think I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to clip it. Try to get right close to the bead, but don't clip the entire string. All right. And so there we have it. That looks pretty. These pink beads weren't my first choice, these big ones. But I didn't feel like going to the store, and it's the only ones I had. But it actually looks okay. I would wear that. So that's the necklace for. That's how I string my necklaces. And actually, this comes just in time. Oh, I forgot to crimp this guard over here. Where's my... That looks better. If you crimp them closed a little bit. I'm going to do this one a little bit more. There we go. That looks better. And you know, this is long enough, you don't even have to use that, but some people prefer to use that opening rather than just slip it on. So there you have it after our long, hard work of making the paper beads. And I do have a few left over. I've got a collection of beads that I made, and I had a little extra. And so whenever I make another set, if I run out, I've got some extra here to use. I've got quite a few extra. So that's really good. So just get started and see if you can make your beads and plan out what color of the regular, make your paper beads and then find out what color of regular beads you want to go with it. And I suggest one larger bead and some seed beads, and I prefer the larger seed beads. I got a bunch at the thrift store. They're a little bit smaller, but I think, or are they the same? This says E, and I don't know what. These don't have a letter on them. But I like the bigger beads. I think they look better. And so get started and good luck. And then if you finish a necklace, you'd like to show me, you can put a picture down in the description box or in the comment box. And so good luck and thank you for watching. And I'm glad I could share this piece of my mind with you, and I hope you'll come back. And if you aren't subscribed, I hope you will like this video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I have more videos I want to make. I need to explain that last month I had two family reunions, plus I had to finish a class that I had to have done by August 2nd. So I've been scrambling to finish my class, to take my final, to finish my projects, and so that's why I haven't made any videos for a while. But I'm not planning on taking another class anytime soon. So that's why I've been kind of missing in action lately. But I have some other videos that I had planned on making that I will be making. So I hope you will stick with me, and if you have some suggestions of something, please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.